Good morning. It's Friday, December 2nd. You guys made it through the first 4 days, the first week before winter break. Now we just have 2 weeks after this, and we're finishing all of our units next week and starting a fun flex activity. So one of those weeks where you guys have a different thing to do. Like I said last time, if you have a project that you've been looking forward to doing for our flex week, oh my gosh, Sophia, that looks like one of Lauren's puppies. How did you get one of Lauren's puppies? Show us that puppy again.
I'm babysitting one for my friend.
But it's not Lauren's? Hold it up again. Lauren, look at that. Doesn't that look
does.
It looks like one of your puppies. Where did your friend get it?
I don't know, but it has a broken leg too.
Oh, it does? Oh, be careful with it. Does it have a little cast on its foot?
I'm gonna get mine.
Oh my gosh. I wonder if they bought that puppy from Lauren. It really looks like Lauren's puppy. That's wild. Okay, so back on topic, Ms. Laws. So if you had a project that you were really looking forward to do for Flex Week, and I give you a different project next week and you want to do your other one, you can always tell me. On a Flex Week, it's really about you doing more work than you ever would do on something I tell you to do, because you're super psyched about getting to do your own thing. So if you have a project you're totally passionate about and really want to do, don't worry if I give you a different project. Just tell me what you're going to do. Now, that doesn't mean you can do nothing, right? The whole point of these Flex Weeks is to allow you guys to pursue your own passions and get excited about something. So that's what's happening next week. We'll finish up all the units, I think on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then we'll start this new project for the last 8 days of school. Yeah, Vivi.
I just want to ask, when is the writing due?
The writing is due on, I think it's on Tuesday next week. It says it's due this week, like that 306, but 306 isn't actually assigned until next week. So if you're done with it, you can turn it in early, but it's not due till next week. We're going to talk about editing and revising on Monday.
Okay, thanks.
All right. And then, and most of you are doing amazing on your writing. There are a few of you who are not caught up on your writing, and I'm not quite sure why, because we really have been talking about it every day for a month now, and you should be pretty far along, right? So you should be pretty close to the end. Yesterday, we talked about the conclusion. If you missed that lesson, go back and watch it. It's posted in 2 places. It's posted on the writing assignments, and it's posted in our on our homepage. Okay. Also on the homepage is that RSVP for coming in person next week. Remember, this time they wanted to know who's coming for security reasons. So please go on an RSVP. If you can't access that form, just send me an email. A couple people have done that. Nora, I put you on the list. Your mom had trouble getting on the form, so that's fine. So that's going on. And then today, as far as assignments go, we're just finishing up lesson 3.06, which we started yesterday. And you're supposed to submit your essay as what the assignment is, but you don't have to do that till next week. So don't worry about submitting 3.06 today. Nora, did you have a question?
Yeah, I wanted to ask if for Flexpert Week, can we do partners or no?
I'm okay with that idea. If you work out a project with a partner and you pitch it to me, do you know what a pitch is? You say, hey, Ms. Laws, we want to do this. I'll probably approve it. So yeah, that's fine. I think that's cool. And we might be doing a writing project with a partner anyway. Mila, question.
You know, like the thing about like the poems, if you read it, you can like choose a prize or something.
Yeah,
I don't know if I ever got the list.
Okay, so I'll show you where I put the list, because I realized I went in to put the list in and I realized that I had erased like all the information on our homepage. That was lovely. So let me show you again. I fixed it. I must have put the announcement in for our get together day. And when I did it, I erased everything. So that was lovely. So let's see here. Let's go to our homepage. On our homepage now, I fixed it up. So our new homepage has got a picture of us. Since this chapter had us doing country music, I thought we'd dress up Western style. There we are, aren't we cute? And then down at the bottom, see where it says Laws Homeroom, all links. If you click that, it takes you to all of our links, Epic and the games and our shared writing and the virtual prizes. Do you see that? So you can click on that. And what you should see when you go there is you should see your name there if you've earned a virtual prize but not claimed it yet. up there. And if you have claimed one, and Liam, I put your name down to double check that I sent that note home for you. It's down there. And then homework passes, looks like Nora still has one and Liam still has one. Is that right, Liam? Or did you use that one?
Use that one.
Oh, okay. Let's get your name off of there. But Nora, you still have one. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. So that's it. And this thing I'm hoping is not editable, so you can't all go add your names to it. Not that you ever would, but okay. Yeah, it's not editable. So that's where it is. It's on our homepage with everything else. Lots of student links there. And I apologize for erasing it. I don't know what I was thinking. So here it talks about what we're doing there. In math, we're just continuing with the lesson from yesterday. And today you need to submit the quiz. We need to be sure and meet with our book clubs. We've had a couple of book club fails to meet where people didn't make it for whatever reason. So please, SRG, show up today at the 10 o'clock time and we'll meet at 10:30. And then this afternoon we have the Warriors, I think, the reading Warlords. I always call you guys Warriors. Great. And I said that the conclusion was today, but we did it yesterday. So we'll just move it over there because, yeah, it was yesterday. Make sure that you've shared your essay with me. Most of you guys have. And if you haven't, I've been bugging you. Awesome. And then next week on Tuesday is our December class spirit day of Neon Day. So start collecting your neon clothing. We're going to start talking right now about our new, so each month we have like a character trait or a personal habit that we want to encourage in ourselves. And we have already talked about being respectful and we have talked about being responsible. And this month we're going to talk about I think this one is a little bit harder. It's called empathy. So right now, just ask yourself, what is empathy? Do you know what it is? Do you have a guess what it is? And then be a risk taker and either raise your hand or type into chat. How would you define empathy? It's a hard one, personally. Let's see what ideas we get. Think to yourself, ask yourself right now, what does that word mean? Do you know? Do you have a guess? It's a little hard. Empathy is caring about people's feelings. Nice, Sophia. Being able to understand other people's feelings, even more specific, Megan. Nice. This is the part where I think it's tricky. Is it caring about it or is it being able to understand it? And then the part that I have that's kind of hard with empathy is if you don't understand it, how can you learn to understand it? How can you learn to empathize? Go ahead, Vivi.
Empathy, to me, it's seeing and kind of just caring about a being or person, kind of understanding it, their feelings, thoughts.
Nice. Nora says putting yourself in other people's shoes as much as you can, right? If you've never experienced it, then maybe you're also just kind of thinking of a time when you've been going through something. Show how you care about other people's feelings. All right. The big thing between, so there's two words, sympathy and empathy, and they're a little bit different. We're going to watch something on this, but kind of think about that. Like, what's the difference between sympathy and empathy? Because they are different. They're related, but different. I'm going to share my screen. And we are going to watch the little video on empathy. It's pretty short, like 3 or 4 minutes. Did I start recording? Please tell me yes. Did I record?
You're recording.
Am I? Oh, good. Yay. Okay. So what is empathy? Empathy can be expressed in many different ways. Play the empathy video. Let's watch the empathy video. Hopefully it's going to load. There it comes.
What is empathy? Empathy is about walking in somebody's shoes. Empathy is looking at someone else's point of view, and an example of that is supporting your friend if they're having a hard day and you can understand what they're going through and you can support them.
Empathy is understanding and connecting with other people's feelings.
Why does empathy matter? Empathy totally matters because without empathy, you wouldn't be able to have a chance to look into other people's minds and what they think. And I think it's super important to know what other people think and feel. Did you know that practicing empathy can help lower your stress?
Empathy can help connect with other people. Empathy makes us more successful. What does empathy look like?
Empathy to me looks like, well, trying to really help someone and listening to them. Kind of like what happened with my friend Mateo last week. His grandma died and he felt really sad about it, and I really tried to listen to him. I just really tried to help him and see what I could do.
For example, let's say someone was crying and not having a very good day. I would want to go over to them and try to make them at least feel a little better.
I practice empathy when I supported my best friend who was going through tough times.
I practice empathy by making the new classmates at my school feel welcome.
I practice empathy by listening to my friends and family.
It's your turn. How will you practice empathy? Because what we practice becomes habits, and good habits grow character.
Oops, pause, escape. Okay, let me get back to the other page. Oops, not that one. Are you really not going to let me? There we go. Okay. So this last question, how have you experienced empathy in your life and why is it important? Is the one I'd like you to think about right now. How have you experienced empathy and why is it important? So thinking about a time when either you tried to understand someone else's feelings or someone else tried to understand yours. And then again, I'm going to ask you if you're willing to either raise your hand and share or type it into the chat if you can think of a time. And I know it takes a minute to think of a time, so I'm trying to think of a good time now. So think about that time, Lauren, when a friend or family member got hurt. What was helpful? And Sophia, again, how did your dance teacher help you feel better? What do people do? If we're going to learn how to be empathetic, what do people do that makes you feel better? What can we do? What can we practice doing that will help others feel better? Or how can we suggest to other people how to make us feel better? Nice. Great suggestion. So one is loving people, telling them you love them and just letting them know you're there for them. Another one is making them laugh, maybe distracting them a little bit is okay. Yeah. Have you ever had a problem and somebody comes to try to help you, but they're just telling you stuff, like in my story where I was upset about something and somebody just said, do this, do that. And you get sort of irritated, like, I'm not asking you to fix my problem. Have you ever felt that way? And then finally, they quit telling me suggestions and just said, yeah, I've had that happen too. And it feels really bad. Yeah. So I think that's the big difference between sympathy and empathy is with sympathy, you're kind of like feeling bad for that person, but it's like, you know, oh, that's horrible. I'm glad that's not happening to me. With empathy, you're actually feeling those kind of bad feelings like the other person. So if somebody, for example, in the story, when the boy said that someone's grandmother died, then you're actually remembering what it felt like when maybe you lost someone you loved. And you're actually willing to go to that kind of dark place where you're sad and say, yeah, it's horrible when that happens. I feel you, right? Yeah, moms do it a lot, Sophia, and so do teachers. They're like, do this, do that, right? Because we're trying to fix it. It's a big problem. I have this problem a lot. I think empathy is a really hard one for me because I want to fix things. I want to make you better. I want to help you do your project or help you understand the situation. And remembering, I think last year I had an experience, or the last time I did this, where I did Minecraft Club and I was terrible at it. And the thing that I loved about it was, I think as a teacher, we always come into the situation and we're like, here's how you do it. I'm the expert. Let me tell you how. And we forget how hard it is to not know how to do something and to feel kind of stupid, right? So when I did Minecraft Club, I was like the worst one at it, and the kids were all the teachers. And I got to feel empathy with how it feels to be in a situation where the other person knows how to do something and you don't. It's really hard. Yeah, Mila.
Wait, is there a Minecraft club this year?
No, I didn't make one because honestly, it was a huge setup problem. So we had a dad who set up for security reasons, we had to have a private server, and then only half the kids could play on it because you had to have one version of the game to play on it. And that seemed kind of unfair. And you had to do a paid version. So I didn't do it this year. Sorry. But in middle school, if you wanted to try to set it up, I bet you could get away with it next year. All right, friends, that's really all we're doing with empathy today. We'll do some games with it tomorrow. What time is it? 8:50. I'll let you have a couple of minutes off here, 20 minutes before specials. And if you need to go and just be kind to someone in your family, go and check in on someone's feelings, do it. If you have a question, stay with me. If you need some empathy, you can stay with me and tell me what's going on in your life. Have a wonderful day. At 10 o'clock, I'll see you for math.
Bye.
Bye. I'm going to stop the recording and then